Hey guys, what's going on? Long time no talk. Probably some of you are wondering if I was still alive and what I've been up to. Basically, just been a lot of things going on in my life. Nothing crazy, nothing like that. Um, but some things that have just kept me from posting videos on YouTube, and I'll get into those at a later time in a later video. Right now, I'm actually out trying to get gas because there's a hurricane coming. It's going to be hitting like the Northeast. You know, I'm not really worried about it. I don't think it's going to be anything major. I think that it's funny. A lot of people like to speculate and act crazy, and um, you know, like to get scared about these types of things. Every time there's a snowstorm around here, um, any kind of crazy weather, it's like people rush out to the stores and try to find, you know, bread, milk, and eggs. Like bread, milk, and eggs have ever saved anybody's life. So, you know, kind of crazy. And right now, like I said, I'm trying to get gas because with all the idiots out there and with all the madness and everything, who knows what it's going to be like this weekend trying to get gas. And I have to go to work Sunday, which is apparently what they're saying is supposed to be when, you know, this hurricane, or, you know, at least they're saying it's going to be a hurricane here, is going to be at its worst. So I've got to go to work Sunday morning, and regardless of the weather, I'm going to be there because where I work is open 24 hours a day, and we don't close for anything basically. Um, and I want to make sure I have enough gas. The crazy thing is, it's not as wild as a lot of people have said, but I mean, you can take a look here. Um, you know, there's a ton of people waiting to get gas, or more than normal. I mean, usually at this gas station I can pull right up and get gas right away, but as you can see, it's not the case today. So the main thing that I guess is the main concern is whether or not we lose power, and it looks like they're saying that it's not a matter of if we lose power, it's a matter of when. So that would also affect the ability to get gas, because obviously if power isn't on, you can't pump gas. And I got to get some money out too, just in case, you know, we need some money, whatever. You know, a lot of people are making a bigger deal out of this than I really think needs to be made. They've closed schools for Monday. It's, you know, it's Friday right now. The storm's supposed to hit Saturday night into Sunday morning, and they've already closed schools on Monday. So crazy people. And like I said, I think that the weather people try to scare people, and I think that people like to be scared. I don't know, they like to be afraid for whatever reason. It's a weird thing, but if you live in anywhere where, you know, you get snowstorms and things like that, and maybe it's not the norm, you'll know what I'm talking about. You know, they're always fearing the worst, but I've never ever witnessed a weather report that was, or I should say, I've seen too many times where the weather predictions are way incorrect, way wrong. I mean, it's like one of the only jobs out there that you can get where you can be wrong a majority of the time and still get paid to do it. So I'll turn the camera back on and talk to you guys a little bit more after I pump my gas, but wanted to bring you a little video today. I was looking for my camera last night because I wanted to record a video and I couldn't find it. I found it today, so hopefully I can start bringing you guys some more videos. But that's all for right now. I'll be back in a little bit. Wow, it was crazy in there. I don't know why this country has so many morons in it. You know, people like to just overreact about every little thing. Yeah, God forbid that something serious really does happen. You know, another terrorist attack. We don't like to think about these things, but all we're talking about right now is a hurricane that's going to be a Category 2. If it, you know, continues on the same path and all those other things, a lot of variables that come into play. And that's a big if. You know, so we're talking about that, and when you put it in the grand scheme of things and you think about all the things that could happen, you know, remember September 11th. I mean, nobody forgets September 11th. That was crazy. I mean, there was a lot of reason to be, scared and nervous at that time. But when you're talking about this, it's not as big a reason. I mean, there's, of course, yeah, you want to take necessary precautions, make sure you have batteries, things like that. Because if the power goes out, I mean, and that's the biggest threat. If the power goes out, you've got to make sure that you have the things that you need to be able to, make it for a couple days. But I mean, imagine, like, we live in a day and age where in anybody's cabinet, for the most part, if you go across this country, you're going to find a ton of stuff that people haven't eaten because, they've had these cans of food that they don't want to eat the, nasty vegetable soup that's in the cabinet. And, when it comes to life and death, those things are still in your cabinet. You can always pop open one of those cans of vegetable soup or whatever it is, just, fill in the blank, peas or green beans, and eat those. I mean, worst case scenario, right? And yet everybody freaks out, and it's like, oh, gotta have all the things that we need. We have to have food. We're not gonna be able to make it for, 7 or 8 days if the power's out. I mean, and that's what they're saying. They're saying there's a possibility that the power will be out. They're saying that it's probably that the power is going to go out. Okay. But if it goes out and it's out for 7 days, you know what the worst part about it's going to be? No cable TV, no internet. I mean, seriously, to me, that's the biggest problem. Like, I could survive without food for 7 days. I mean, literally, I could. Water, okay, that's a different thing. You need water, but I mean, you'll be able to find water. Worst case scenario, I'll collect rainwater. I don't know. But these people freak out and they cause sorry, my camera's sliding around. They cause this artificial fear. I mean, at least that's what I like to say, artificial fear, because, it's like people like that situation. They like that feeling. It's like an adrenaline rush. It's like a high to them. Like, I'm so worried and I got to get this and that, and let me make sure I have all these things. But you know what happens is, like I work at a 24-hour, place, and when we had our major snowstorms and they declared a state of emergency and said, look, people, you can't go out on the roads, it's only for emergency vehicles and whatnot. People were coming into where I worked and they weren't buying the necessities. It wasn't, let's buy bread and milk and eggs, like everybody thinks are the necessities. I mean, who knows what? I don't know who came up with that idea or who made those the essential items to have in case of a storm. People were actually buying instead candy bars and ice cream and candy and things that they didn't need. I mean, these aren't things that are going to allow you to survive. You're going to make it without ice cream. I mean, go throw some milk and sugar on the snow that's in your front yard and you can make an ice cream cone. I don't know. It's just funny. I really find this to be funny. And, then there's people like me that I have to go to work. And guess what? I've got to be the one who's out there. And the thing that really makes me mad and frustrated about all of it is, I'll get people that'll come in and they'll say, oh, I'm so sorry that you have to be here. That must stink. You know what? You're not really sorry that I have to be here. You know why? Because you're in my store. And if you weren't in here and you weren't giving this company business during these times, they would say, okay, there's no need for us to be open. But because people come in and they still buy things, there's still a demand. You cut off the demand, and guess what? Then I don't have to be there anymore. So if you're really sorry about me being at work, then don't come in. Just stay home and eat your snow. Don't come in and buy ice cream. I don't know if that makes any sense to you guys. Anyways, like I said, I'm going to bring you guys a more detailed video as far as why I was away for a little while. Eventually, I may do that. I say that I'm going to make videos, and then sometimes it never happens. But I will get back to regular videos and things like that in the near future, I promise. I'm almost home, so I got to cut this short. But thanks, guys, for hanging in there. And I promise you it won't be another 3 months or however long it's been. Talk to you guys soon.